You've seen them on TV, right? These mentalists who can just pull a name out of your head, a password, a childhood memory, even the name of your first kiss. It looks for all the world like actual magic, but here's the thing, it isn't. So, what's really going on? I mean, have you ever really wondered that? Could someone just reach into your brain and pluck a thought right out? Well, the answer might surprise you. And I'll tell you right now, it has absolutely nothing to do with being psychic. And you don't have to take my word for it. That's a direct quote from Pearlman, one of the best in the business. See, mentalism isn't some gift you're born with. It's a skill you can learn. It's basically the art of reverse engineering the human mind. And today, we are going to look at exactly how it's done. So the first and honestly the most important tool in their whole kit, it has nothing to do with reading minds. It's all about reading people. It all comes down to intense, focused observation. Okay, here's the first big secret. Most of us, and I mean almost all of us, are wide open books. We are constantly broadcasting our thoughts and feelings through these tiny, involuntary physical signals. They're called tells, and a mentalist is really just someone who has trained themselves to read that signal. Okay, so take a classic mentalist question. Think of someone famous, dead, or alive. Now, when you think of someone who's alive, your body physically warms up a little. Your heart rate might tick up, you get more animated, but if the person is deceased, the reaction is often, well, flatter, calmer. It's just a memory, not an active person. The physical difference is shockingly clear, but only if you know what to look for. And there's real science behind this, by the way. It's all about micro-expressions. These are lightning-fast facial movements that you literally can't control. A tiny flash of a smile, a little tightening of the lips. They leak your real feelings before your conscious brain can even try to hide them. And that's how a mentalist can just glance at someone without hearing a single word and say something just like this. It's not a wild guess, it's a conclusion. It's a deduction they made based on all those tiny signals. They saw the calmer, more static reaction and just made the call. So once they've narrowed it down, let's say they're pretty sure it's a deceased person, how do they get to a specific name? Well, they don't just pull it out of thin air. They use their second, incredibly powerful tool, probability. Here's the key. Human thought isn't random, not at all. We think in patterns, and a good mentalist uses this to their advantage. They recognize these common patterns and use them to just dramatically shrink the field of possibilities. I mean, think about it. If you ask 100 people to name a famous person, they're almost always going to pull from one of these buckets. So a mentalist will just list these out loud. Is it a singer, a movie star, a politician? And all the while they're just watching for that tiny little reaction, that micro expression when they hit the right one. And this is where it gets really interesting. This shows just how deep the pattern recognition goes. Mentalists have noticed that people often have the strongest emotional connection to singers. Why? Simple. Music is tied so deeply to our memories and our feelings. It's a fascinating insight into how our minds are actually wired. Okay, so guessing celebrities, that's a neat party trick, but let's take these skills and apply them to something you can use every single day. How about we talk about a practical superpower? Never, ever forgetting a name again. We've all been there, right? Someone says, "Hi, I'm Ashley," and literally 2 seconds later, your mind is a complete blank. You have no idea what they just said. And the reason is simple, and maybe a little embarrassing. You weren't actually listening. Your brain was already busy thinking about what you were going to say next. So to fix this, we need to kind of hack our brain's filing system. Instead of just hearing a name and letting it disappear into the ether, we need to actively connect it to something. This is called associative memory, and it is the secret to making information stick. And the technique is so simple, it's beautiful. Just 3 steps. Listen, repeat, reply. First, for just 2 seconds, force yourself to blank your mind and actually hear the name. Second, say it back to them right away. "Ashley, it's nice to meet you." That forces your brain to register it. And third, use their name in your very next sentence. Yeah, it can be as simple as this. "Ashley, I love those earrings." By doing that, you're connecting the name to an observation or a compliment. You create an association. And now, that name isn't floating around anymore. It's filed away in your brain, linked to something memorable. It works. There's one last piece to this whole puzzle. It's the psychological engine that makes all of these other techniques work so effectively. And that final ingredient is belief. Here's the thing. For a mentalist, confidence isn't just an attitude, it's a tool. This unshakable belief that it's going to work creates an atmosphere where, well, it's much more likely to succeed. Think about it. When a mentalist walks up with total confidence, the person they're talking to wants to cooperate. They focus more, they open up, and their physical signals become way clearer. But if the mentalist seems hesitant or unsure, the subject gets defensive, their signals get all muddy, and the whole thing just falls apart. Confidence literally creates the conditions for success. So, mentalism looks like magic from the outside, but really, it's just this amazing combination of high-level empathy and razor-sharp observation. Let's just recap the keys that you can start using to read people. It really just comes down to these 3 things. First, start paying attention to those tiny physical tells people are sending out all the time. Second, understand that people think in predictable patterns and categories. And third, and this might be the most important one, learn to manage your own attention so you can actually listen and observe what's happening right in front of you. So, I'll leave you with this question. Back when I first mentioned that dead or alive trick, a name popped into your head. Who was it? And don't second guess yourself, don't change it. What was your very first gut instinct thought? Because that name, it's a pretty fascinating glimpse into the patterns of your own mind. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave your opinion in the comments and tell me which topic you'd like me to talk about next. The comment with the most likes will be turned into a video.